In this video, we are going to show you how to set the rules which we have shown you in the previous page. For your convenience, I have copied the same rules in an Excel sheet here. If you see, these are the rules that we are going to set now. The rules for the test group can be accessed by settings, rules. So this will give you a new screen which will show the rules that are already created. Right now the rules are empty. To create a rule, click on the button new rule. So you can give a name. Here we are going to specify the rule for T-join, which join type. We are going to create these two rules for T-joint. So when I select T-joint, we can see the parameters that we have defined in the join section will be listed here automatically. From this, we have to select what are the parameters which we need to set rules for. We are going to set rule for depth 1, depth 2, leg 1, leg 2, actual throat, and root penetration. And the entry, this is the entry criteria. Since if you look at the Excel sheet, we have defined the entry criteria for rule 1 was the T min should be between 0 and 3 mm. So we are going to set the same thing here. Minimum sheet thickness, that is T min, should be between 0 and 3. So we have defined the entry criteria for rule 1. It is minimum sheet thickness should be between 0 and 3 mm. Then only this rule will be applied. And we have selected the parameters which we need to set the rules for. Now I am showing only the window for rules and the Excel sheet on side by side so that it will be easy for us to show you the video. Now we are going to set the rule for depth 1. So select depth 1, click on set view rules. This will give you a new interface. See, you can create a min value, it can be a max value, it can be a range, or it can be a presence or absence. For example, if you're looking at porosity or air holes, etc., which we are not measuring, we are only saying it's a presence or absence. So we can even define that also. Our rule, if you see, it is a min value. So I am setting min value. What is min? It is saying 10% of T min. So there are two options. Either I can put a value or a ratio. So 10% is 0.1. 10% of minimum sheet thickness. Now if you see, I have two values, 0 and 0.1. So if I am selecting the smallest here, it will always select 0. So if I have only one value, I should make sure that I select the largest. I have set the rule for depth 1. Now the rule for depth 2 is also same, 10% of T min. So select depth 2. I select again set window. Here I can set manually the values, or since the depth 1 is same as depth 2, I can copy it. I select the current rule. I select depth 1. I click on set. So automatically the rule that you have set for depth 1 will be copied for depth 2. So this is same, you can do manually also, or if it is same as another parameter, you can copy from that rule. You can copy from another rule also. If you have multiple rules, if it's the same, you can copy from that also. This option is provided to save the time. Click on add, rules added. Similarly, for leg 1, it is again min value. So 0, that is 90% of T min. For leg 2 also, it is the same. So I will copy from current rule leg 1, set it here, so it's populated here, and I add it. For actual throat, if you see, it should be greater than or equal to 70% and less than or equal to T max. So it's a range. So actual throat when I am going to set, here I have to put range. So it should be like greater than or equal to 70%, which means 0.7. And largest of these two, and less than or equal to T max. T max 100%, that is 1 of max thickness. So this is setting a range. The minimum value is 0.7, which means 70% of mean thickness, and maximum value is 1 into max, that is 100% of max thickness. And for root penetration, it is again a mean value 15%, so 0.15 of T mean largest atom. Now I defined for rule 1, so I'm going to save it. You can see the rule 1 here. Click on this and edit. I can always go and edit this value. See depth 1, I can always see what I have set for depth 1. Now I'm going to create rule 2. So again, new rule. Again for the joint type T joint. I'm selecting the, so, and the first I have to select the entry criteria. What is my entry criteria is mean thickness greater than 3 mm. So I put 3.01, and the max value I can put some very high value which will never going to happen. So 3.01 to 100. 100 means in 100 mm is a very high value. So you can safely put 100 mm as the high value. And you can define same way. You can define the rules for depth 1, depth 2, leg 1, leg 2, actual throat, and root penetration. Again, we are going to do the same process. We are going to select each parameter and going to set the rules that we have done for rule 1. So this way you can define any number of rules. Only thing we need to be careful is that the entry criteria should not be overlapping. If it is overlapping, for example, if I am putting 2 here, so the criteria will be overlapping. 0 to 3 for rule 1 and 2 to greater than 2 for rule 2, then there is an overlapping. In that case, the selection will become unpredictable. So you should make sure that the entry criteria will not overlap.